What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? We are back. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute. We're back. Buzz Behind the Music edition. Go ahead and share this with a few people. As you guys are coming in, go ahead and share this. We're going to be speaking tonight with Adia, award-winning singer, songwriter, vocal arranger. I mean, she does it all, y'all. She does it all. Deitrick Haddon, what's up, man? My brother, what's going on? What's going on? Defeated the awards, y'all. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get into the announcements while you guys are coming in. So, new music is Friday, so you know what that means, right? You guys are coming in. Go ahead and share this with someone. Share this with someone. Deitrick, what's going on? Josh, my man, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Yeah, so new music, a lot of new music released. The Truth, now going by Emmanuel, the artist formerly known as The Truth. Emmanuel is out. He has a new album titled Emmanuel that's out right now. A lot of crazy collabs. Adia, what's up? I'm gonna bring you in. I'm bringing you in 1 second. Yeah, a lot of crazy collabs on there. Josh, let me know if you can hear me well, my brother. Let me know if you can hear me. Bobby Parker, what's happening? Yeah, so that album is out. A lot of crazy collabs on that album. Todd Delaney and Bishop Hess, they got a new single out. It's working. Vincent Behannon also got a single out titled I Love to Call Him. And Vincent, I believe tomorrow they're doing their 9th recording at Howard University. Sounds great. Perfect. Yeah, Howard University, they're doing their 9th recording. So if you guys in the area, be sure to check that out. Independent artist Tiffany Cherie just released her single as well too. The Walls Group announced their new project. They're doing pre-orders right now. I know Jonathan has been hinting. Jonathan McReynolds got a new album on the way. I mean, it's a lot of artists releasing really great music. Tonight we're going to be talking to one of them, Adia, who is definitely, you know, we're super excited to be speaking to her about the new project that she dropped, Hold It All Together. And also, just real quick, I know there's also voting that's going on right now. So NAACP Awards, you can go on over there and you can cast your votes for your, let me turn this down a bit, good. You can cast your votes there as well too. Steeple Award out in Atlanta. Steeple Award is accepting nomination. I know Derek was on earlier. Avidity Awards is going to be in New Orleans. They're also accepting nomination right now. Submit your nomination. And Soar Award is going to be happening, and that is in March. So go ahead, you know, follow all of those. Pay attention to what's happening there, and just let's, you know, support gospel music. Adia, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to send you a request right now. I'm going to bring you in. But yeah, super excited about tonight's conversation, y'all. Alright, let me bring Adia in now.
Never too short to pay my dues. Every star starts in the morning. Oh, this is what I get it.
Hey, there we go. There we go. Hey.
How are you? Hold on, let's turn my phone up. I don't see a little cute filter on here or something. Like, I'm a girl.
Josh, what you said, earning a favor to you, please apologize on my behalf. I met her once and I lost my mind. But I'm better. No, Josh, what you say, Josh? Somewhere during the interview, please apologize on my behalf.
I was doing too much. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I
was like, oh my God, wrong button.
What's happening, Kadeem? What's happening, man? Adia, listen, I'm super, super hyped to be speaking to you tonight. You're one of those individuals that have experienced the full spectrum from background vocalist to front runner, solo to supporting vocal arranging. I mean, you've done it all, right? You've done all the things, right? So we're here tonight speaking to you about all of that. So what's going on with you?
First of all, thank you for having me. I'm so excited, and I always get like so nervous on IG Live. I don't know why I'm like this. So I'm feeling quite shy right now, to be totally honest. But I mean, God has been so awesome, man. We just put out the album. I'm not gonna lie, the response to everything has been overwhelming, and I'm just so grateful for people like you who have just given us the platform to be able to be, ourselves, and you guys are supporting the music, and I'm appreciative. So thank you for having me today.
Not a problem. And I'm gonna also share something with you. Every time I'm going live as well, I'm nervous too. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. All right, this is the moment. I'm going to hit the button now.
All right,
I can't turn back now. It's all good. Saucy, what's going on? You're getting a lot of love there already. The new project, Hold Out Together, that's out right now on all digital platforms. I know you also recently announced a new playlist that I want us to get into, but then this open verse challenge, like it's a lot is picking up right now.
It's
and
a lot going on.
The open verse challenge, you've been getting some amazing submissions. Like when you first thought about putting out this open verse challenge, what were some of the thoughts? You were like, I'm just gonna do it. Let's see who picked up. But when all the submissions started rolling in, like, what were you thinking?
I will be completely honest with you. I was so nervous to even do it because, when, we're artists and we sensitive about our stuff. So, it's like one of those things where you want to put it out there, but then you're like, will people participate? I know they're listening and they're tagging me, but will they actually participate? And so one of my friends, Kadeem, shout out to Kadeem, he actually called me and was like, listen, I need you to do this open verse challenge. Like, you have to do it. So I'm like, you know what, forget it. I'm not going to worry about it. And I did it, and it's been insane. Like, I'm supposed to be, like, picking my favorites and posting that, and I haven't even got to it because people are still sending videos, and I kind of don't want to pick a favorite, but I know I have to. But, yeah, it's been really, really awesome.
And you're going to be giving away some money, right? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
I said, I think the coolest part for me has been seeing everyone's take on it. It's like when I listen to it for the first time or listen to the music for the first time, it made me feel a certain way, write a certain way, add harmonies a certain way. And so just hearing how everybody has been approaching it has been the coolest part about it, because everyone just hears and feels music so different. And I love that.
Awesome. And I was going to say, too, that you're also going to be, as part of the winners that you're choosing, you're going to be giving away some money as well, too, right? You're going to be spreading some cash around.
Then that check. No. A little bit, yeah.
A little something. I hear that.
Why, you going to do your open verse? You want this check?
Oh, nah, you don't want that. That's going to become the new meme. You don't want that at all.
Oh, I love it.
You definitely don't. But, I feel like at this stage, a lot of people are finding out who you are. You've been doing this for quite a while now, right? And the last few years have been huge for you, right? You've been partnering with a lot of great, artists, musicians. You've been writing with a lot of them. And, the success that you recently also experienced with partnering with Pass the Mic, right? Like, I know that was huge. For even if anyone might not have known, they've definitely learned much more about you doing that, during that time frame. Just seeing the success that album and that record have gotten, like, what did that kind of reassure to you?
That's a really great question, because that was definitely the feeling that working with Pastor Mike gave me, was reassurance. You be for a lot of people, I noticed a lot of And a shout out to everybody in the comments. I see y'all. I love y'all so much. I've seen a few people pop in that I know. But a lot of those people are artists or industry professionals as well. And so I think a lot of people understand what it feels like to come out. Because when I first came out, you know, I was kind of like the young new thing. I had a song called Rags to Riches. This is back in 2013. Well, first, actually, it was 2012. I had a song on Deitrick's project. And then 2013, I was signed to Malico, and I came out with my first album in 2014. And so I was that young, fresh, you know, chick like this, you know, and I'm like, you know, woo, let's go. We're going hard for Christ in a different way. It's awesome. And then life happens and things happen that kind of change, you know what I'm saying? And at the time I was so young, what I was experiencing really affected me. And so I kind of like paused for a little bit, and I was still working in the music industry, except I just wasn't working full time. I got discouraged. You know, I went through a lot of different things because, you know, it's not as much about the music as you wish it was. You know what I'm saying? It's about a lot of other things play a part in the music business. Because it is still a business, you know. And so sometimes when you're young or you don't have the right people around you, you'll get into situations that you have to learn from. And so that was, you know, that was me. So from that point, probably like 2015, I was just kind of rebranding and starting to kind of learn who I was all over again, you know. And I put out a project during the pandemic, and that's where Pastor Mike had discovered me on social media, because obviously everybody at this point is, you know, they're at home and on their phones and just listening to music, doing virtual concerts and all kind of stuff. And you know, I was invited to come and kick it with the group and start singing with them. And obviously it just grew. You know, I'm more than that. I sing, I write, I vocal produce. And so we started to do a lot of those things together. We did the I Got It Singles Ministry project. We did the videos to that. And from there, I started to understand, okay, no, like, I am in the right space. And I think I just needed to know that there were people who, number one, still believed in me, still believed that I could do it. But not only just that, there were people who were ready to hear this kind of music, and they're ready for a new wave to be added to the genre of gospel. No one is wanting to take away from the traditional, you know what I'm saying? Like this, we still need that. Like we need that soul stirring, like gospel music, but there are some Christians like myself who just have a different approach to who Jesus is and what I experienced creatively being a believer. And so, working with Pastor Maya has been reassuring, and we've been able to build, the whole team has been able to build, we're a family, and this next phase is getting ready to be crazy. Album coming out next Friday. Shout out to Pastor Maya.
yes. Definitely. That's going to be crazy as well. And, you know, you mentioned that the transition, right? You know, over 10 plus years now, you've been in the industry, you've been with a few different labels, you know, you've had some twists and turns in the process, but you didn't just, you know, start it out with this, right? Because you came from a very musically inclined household, right? Tell us a little bit about that. You know, your parents were into music, you were recording pretty early on. So what was that like?
Well, so my parents are both writers and producers. They sing, they have Stellar Awards and stuff like that too. But they've always, my mom, she actually was like the Tyler Perry of Chicago when I was growing up.
Wow.
So she threw really huge plays. She's an awesome playwright. And then my father, if I said, did I say that right? It's okay, we're going to move past that. Playwright.
No, you said it right.
And then my dad, he's a producer, he's a writer, a songwriter as well. And then they've been serving in church together as my dad plays, my mom teaches and directs like my entire life. And so, and they still do it at 60 years old. So my parents, they've been doing it my entire life. All I know is music. I grew up in rehearsals. You know, I had to hang out with my friends during rehearsals, during church. You know how that goes. Church goes 5-6 times a week. Praise God. So yeah, my parents love music, and they're really supportive of everything I do. I really couldn't do it without the support of my family. So
that's awesome, and that's important too, because I think just kind of even having that backdrop, you're getting a lot of comments coming in. We're gonna read a few of them in a second. Someone just said they've been putting Adia sing in my search engine since I first heard her voice.
Oh my God. Thank you. Thank y'all.
And someone else is also saying we've been loving your approach. So yeah, I think that's important to have that diversity within the music industry, but at the same time too, still, you know, you understand who you are, you understand what you're called to do and what you're being, you know, gifted with, and kind of just, you know, bring it to the forefront with music. So it's good to see that you know, you're owning that lane, you're championing that lane, and you're helping to reach individuals in that lane. Because like I always tell everyone, while I love contemporary gospel music, I put on certain things, my teenage kids are gonna look at me like, okay, can we skip to the next one sometime? Because that's just where they are. But sure. I put on some other artists, you know, that is, you know, doing CHH, doing all this stuff, and they're gonna sit and they're gonna vibe out to it. So definitely what you're doing is, you know, is spot on as well too.
Thank you.
And next thing I was gonna ask as well too, you know, so like, how do you kind of balance, you know, the creative side of things, the ministry side of things, the business side? Because again, you mentioned there's various facets to all of that. So for someone that is now coming into this, you've been doing this now for over a decade. How have you navigated each of those?
Just give me a second, because I feel like that's it's a layered question. I feel like, truthfully, other people, you know, good counsel, because sometimes things can get stressful, and you know, and especially when you're balancing, trying to, like you said, being an artist, and you know, I work in mainstream music as well. And so, you know, I just try to keep good people around me that I can talk to. I can be honest with things that I'm, you know, I may encounter. I can be honest with things that I'm thinking. Creatively, I really invite God to that space with me. So, you know, I don't really feel like I have to choose or balance when it comes to, like, you know, my approach to, you know, because that just comes natural. Like, I'm not trying to make it sound cool, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like, it's just coming out like that. And I think that may be one of the reasons why certain people may gravitate towards my music if they didn't gravitate towards the sound before. I think there is a different level of authenticity, not level of authenticity. I'm trying to be careful with how I'm saying this, but I just think there's an authenticity that people can feel in my approach to the gospel. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
You always got to kind of just watch how you say things, because you know, if anything could just be anything. Lord have mercy. But just saying all that to say, you know, I try to keep good people around me that
good team,
that can keep it real with me. You know, if I'm wrong, or that I can just, you know, ask to pray with me, help me. This, I'm dealing with this. This is, you know. But those are ways that I stay balanced.
No, and I think that that makes perfect sense, and I think that's key, right? Because in just building that solid team around you, and then also to what you mentioned in terms of like mentorship and having someone that, you know, that can be real with you. You don't want to just have a team that's just going to tell you yes, but also, you know, someone that's going to be real with you. And even shout out to your team, because when we reached out for this interview, they were spot on. I mean, it was just communication flowing, everything was, you know, just seamlessly and easy. So shout out to your team on the back end. They're crushing it for sure.
Thank you. Shout out to my sister and my cousin. They be holding it down.
See, there you go. There you go. All in the family, they're doing it right. You know, I was going to ask you, Snow, too, and shout out to everyone that's coming in. I just saw Willie Moore came in, and a bunch of others of your friends and supporters are popping in. You know, what's your writing process like? Because, you know, your pen is just straight up fire. We're just going to call it what it is, right? Some of the lyrics that you've written, and, you know, just listen to this new project that we're going to dive right into now. But just what is your writing process like? Like, how do you typically draw inspiration? At which point, you know, I've spoken to others before that says, you know, hey, sometimes in the middle of the night, I'm jumping up and I'm recording voice memo. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, what's a typical or untypical writing process like for you?
I'm looking over here because my setup is literally right here. I'm touching my KRK. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am a total weirdo. Like, I love you, Tinny. I'm a total weirdo. Sometimes I will just like come in here. There's what's it called? It's not an app, but it's a program that you can have called Splice, right? And it has a bunch of different like loops in there. And so I co-produced with my partner Marcus Curtis on some of the records on this last project. And I'll start playing a loop, and then a lot of times it may start with a melody. So maybe I go in da 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 da, and then I'll play that back and back and back, you know, and then I'm like thinking about how is it making me feel, you know, and I'm like, you know, when I heard the guitar, because that started with a guitar loop that he actually sent me, and when I heard that for the first time, I just started feeling like it felt comforting. And I started thinking about how I literally need the Lord with me. I need to feel his presence with me. And there are some times where, you know, like it's my expression of an invitation, you know, invitation song. Like, Lord, will you meet me right now in this space? Like, there's not a moment that I don't need you. I yearn for your vibe. Like, I need you around me, you know? And so a lot of times it'll start with, like I said, the music, and then I'll hit melodies, and I start trying to like paint to whatever I'm feeling. Other times I may be like joking and talking to somebody, and you know, like start freestyling something. I'm like, oh, that's dope, and I'll put that in my phone, or I'm like, you know, get a voice note like, oh, let me hurry up and do this right quick, you know. So it just depends, but a lot of it is melody driven, and then the lyrics are coming after, and it's just what I'm feeling, or what I feel the Lord is sharing with me, or how he's vibing with me in that moment.
Wow, that's awesome. I to have your setup right there. So even if you get up in the middle of the night and something hit you, you just run out of the bed and just go straight into there and just start laying it down right away.
To be real with you, fam, my album was done right here.
Really?
I recorded all my own vocals, my background, like everything that you hear that vocally came out of that, out of this record happened right here with me and this microphone. This TLN that's sitting in front of me.
that's dope. Someone said wonderful approach. That's authentic. See, and I think that
that's fire.
That's
my
awesome.
Sister, that's my sister. Level her up. That's who you were talking to in the email.
Right. That's dope. Yo, y'all are handling business out in these streets, man. keep it going for sure. You know, we could go ahead and jump into the album. So the new album, this is your sophomore project. I know you've released singles and EPs and some other stuff in that process, but what made this one, you know, even more different than, you know, you've released several others before, but it was just something different about this one? Even going back and listening to some of your other music, like this one just felt more transparent. Like there was just a whole lot into this. Like when you set out to record this project, what was like the space that you were in? You're like, hey, you know, once I'm done, I want my listeners to take this away from the project.
Sure. You know, it's really 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-fold. One of the biggest things I think was different about this project, you hit the nail on the head when you said transparency. You know, I really kind of shared my pain in a way that I've never shared before. You know, on the project, I have an interlude called Trauma.
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, sometimes when we talk about trauma or things that we experienced in life that have left a lasting impact on us negatively, I think that, you know, a lot of times they're like, okay, find an answer, find a solution to it, you know, go to therapy, do this, do that. And it's like, yeah, we know all the things, pray, talk to God, yes. But then, you know, for me, sometimes it's like, we do get to that moment where for a minute, it's just like, okay, this ain't easy. Yeah. Like, I've been trying hard to turn the page. I've been trying my best to, like, get over it and deal with it. But truthfully, like, in this moment, it's not easy. And I think the approach that I wanted to take on these songs was just being honest with how I felt. Like, when I was saying about Not a Moment, you know, the feeling that I had was like, I cannot live without you, God. I literally have to have you. And I need you to meet me. I'm begging you. You know, it's just, this is where I am. I feel like I'm in a transitional place in so many different ways in my life, you know, in my personal life, in my music, in my walk with God. I'm experiencing God in different ways. You know, I've always known him to be the God of dreams, but now I'm seeing him as the God of dreams beyond what I even was dreaming.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? So for me, I think I just wanted people to take away transparency. I wanted the project to be more musical, and I wanted people to just kind of get a closer look into who I am overall as an artist, because people can hear me do the, God took his time when he made one of a kind, you 100, but then they might want to hear me go, Lord, I love you. You're everything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're gonna come on, man. We're not gonna just casually move past that, all right?
No, Pastor Mike said something that will forever stick with me. So a lot of times people feel like it needs to be either or, but sometimes it's both and. And I feel like I've transitioned into my both and season, and I'm just trying to walk confidently in who God's calling me to be fully.
Both and season. I love that. It doesn't have to be either or. Come on, y'all. Let's stop, putting barriers, and let's stop doing this either or situation. Let's go for both. No, I love that. And I guess kind of what I missed, Josh. It's so silly. Yeah. Also too, kind of even stepping it back a little bit, looking at the cover art for the project. I love cover arts. I love the visuals, everything for this. Even your rollout process was just because I was following the rollout process. It was spot on graphically, visually, aesthetically. I mean, the whole thing. Like, if I need to go back and point someone to say, hey, you want to look at the good rollout strategy to mimic? Go look at that.
Thank you.
I'm going to do that. So what was the inspiration behind the cover shoot and all of that? Because it was pretty sick. So what was the inspiration behind that?
Thank you. Well, shout out to J Storm. She's in the chat right now. That's actually my stylist and one of my image consultants.
Dope.
But and then my sister as well. She puts her hands in everything. But the biggest thing was we just wanted to artistically show what it is like for us to hold it all together. The piece of cloth that's going around me is sheer, and it's like we try to put up this wall, we try to put up this barrier sometimes, but truthfully, God can see right through that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And sometimes we feel like we're losing it all and everything is going crazy, like He's literally holding it all together for us. And so really, it was just that. And how can we make this come across artistically? And then like I said, walking into my both and season, it's been a while since I came out with a project that had this many songs on it. It's a totally different body of work. So the videos were just to show that maturity. Like, I'm a grown woman. And you remember when Beyonce came, I'm a grown woman. Ever I want. No, just kidding. Sorry, I went through that for a second, but that's what that was. It was kind of like, I'm here now. I'm here. I want to be taken seriously as a solo artist. Yeah. And I want people to really pay attention to what I'm saying and what I'm sharing, because I believe that I'm for who God has me to be for. You know what I'm saying? And that may not be everybody, but for who that's for, somebody's going to receive this. And I just want to make sure that when I'm out here talking about God is that one, that I'm representing Him with excellence. So
love it. And you're already doing that. You're already representing Him with excellence. And I think ain't no one doubting that for sure. So you're definitely doing that pretty spot on. Josh is saying so good. Someone talk, AD talk. Come on. So, even the name of the project, right? So how long did you, because again, in hearing, speaking with multiple artists, some of them would say, hey, I got this name a long time ago, and then I finally wrote around it. Like, what was the vision when you received the name? Was it during the process, something you were simmering on for a while? Like, what's the backstory there?
It was Pastor Mike's idea.
Okay.
I was going to name the project God of Dreams. But everything that I was sharing about where I was in this point of my life was representing Hold It All Together. And we had went back and forth. And, Pastor Mike is, he's one of those people that's my boss. I work with him, but that's also my family. So he gonna keep it real. And he's like, you're being too deep. Like, we know that God is not you know, and he's like, but practically, like, this is what makes sense for you. And I'm like, all right, let me think, let me pray on that, let me talk about that, let me share that. And that was when we went to the table, started talking about that idea. That's how the image and everything came about, and that's how everything was kind of formed from that. Yep.
Perfect. And I think and it worked out, because now it's just, because if you listen to the arrangement of the songs, the way in which you stacked it, how you started, you know, the flow through, the way in which it ended, you know, when it ended off in the, you know, towards the bottom, you know, keep on fighting till the end, and you switch it up into that little house flow and all. I mean, the whole layout was just like, it was great. You can tell a lot of thought and a lot of great work went into all of that. And then you also, I noticed, you know, you did the stop with Jordan Armstrong, right? So you were performing some of these live already. I saw you working out, you know, sharing some videos with your team, getting your little dance on, you know, maybe if I'm in the city, I could be the one all the way in the back. I don't need to know the moves, but, you know, I could do a little 1-2 in the back. So how is that going? Like, how exciting now is this season here when you're out there, you got your team with you guys, you're dancing, you're performing. Like, how is this season treating you right now?
It's really fun. You know, I just feel like, you know, it's back to the basics in a way where, you know, you first fall in love with something and it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like I have to really prove anything. It's just, I'm doing what I love, you know, and I'm doing it for who I love. And it's been the most fun experience just trying it. You know, I feel fearless right now in the way of not being afraid to try things. Like, if I want to try to dance on something, I'm going to try to do it. Now, whether or not that goes as planned is a totally different story. But I'm going to give it my best shot. You know, because I have big dreams, you know, and this is just the beginning of everything. And I kind of look at, you know, I'm so appreciative. Shout out to my brother Jordan for having me on the tour. You know, I'm so appreciative for people like him and Tario that, you know, they're also, I believe, forerunners in this genre, just helping to push the Christian R&B agenda, you know, and I appreciate them for opening their arms and platforms to share with other artists like me, you know, because it just gives us a chance to have fun. And that tour was crazy, by the way. Like, that was an experience. So yeah.
Love it. Now I know we're almost coming up on time. Josh, I don't even know what you just said. Josh said something that he said he saw you once somewhere before, but he might have lost his mind, but no, he got it back together. I don't know. Josh is just crazy. Okay. But yeah, but, you know, again, I appreciate you, you know, carving out time to hop on and to talk to us. I know you may have other stops and other things that's going to be happening, you know, in the coming months. I definitely want you to share how people can find you, how they can track everything that's going on. But I also, before that, I want you to touch a little bit on that playlist. I know you just dropped the playlist. I saw you doing some little singing. You were kind of laying it out. Like, what is this playlist situation? Talk to us about this.
Yes. So, man, I just wanted to, you know, I personally love the Spotify playlist. I love the Apple Music playlist. And I think it's so cool that, like, we can just put the songs that we love on there and share it with other people. Yeah. And so for me, I'm like, look, I want to make a dope playlist that has the type of music that I make and more thereof and share it. You know, it's a vibe. And yeah, that's really all. I just wanted to do it. So
what's the name of the playlist?
It's called Set the Tone. It's on Spotify. I see what you're doing there. Set the Tone playlist on Spotify. Make sure you go like that.
Come on, y'all go like it. Go follow it. If she's not gonna say it, I'm gonna say it. Y'all go like it. Go follow it.
It's
go
really
share it with a friend.
Vibe, though. It's a vibe. I had it on, and I'm like, there is some great music, and it's undercut. Like, some of it, you know, it's everything is so saturated. And it's like, so I heard somebody say in an interview the other day how, you know, there's a lot of music that's being put out there. And sometimes it's hard to just decipher, like, the jewels throughout everything else all the time. Because everybody has their different musical palette that they enjoy. So for me, you know, recently, actually, it might have been Jordan that posted something a little bit ago. And he asked, he was asking everybody to name their top 10 like Christian hip hop, Christian R&B type artists. And I'm like, I mean, I was able to name a few, like I listened to them, but I don't think I realized like, hey, there's a lot of people I don't really know by name. Yeah. So I started looking like in the comments, and then of course like that started more of a like internet buzz on the Christian R&B genre, and I don't know, my timeline just filled up with it now. So I've been getting hip to like a whole lot of new artists that are killing, and I'm like, oh my god. Steve Rizard, I hope I'm saying his name right. He got this song, Shawty giving us stuff, but she fed up, looking for, can I hold it down? Have you heard that?
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I have. I need to go back. I need to go back and check that.
Get on that. But my point is, that's my point. It's a raw song, but you ain't never heard of it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of jewels that are like that. And so as I find them, I'm just putting them on the playlist. So I'm hoping that, you know, everybody else can start liking and getting more, you know, hip to what the genre has to offer. So.
Dope. I love it. I love it. And, you know, we're going to make sure that we share the playlist in our end as well too, because again, you're clearly getting tapped into all the, you know, all the good stuff that's happening there in that sector. So we gotta get in there, you know, and hold it all together. The new project it's out right now on all platforms. You guys can stream it, you can download it. If you see her, you know, she may have some CDs in her trunk. Y'all hit her up. She can, you know, pop open her trunk and sign something for you. But whatever the case is, support, man. It's so important to support gospel music, support good music. I mean, you know, all the time, the energy, the resources, I'm sure is not, you know, it's not cheap out here recording and, you know, doing things at a high quality. So y'all make sure you go ahead and you support that. Adia, where else, you know, can people kind of, you know, track what's happening with you in the next couple of months? You know, where else maybe you're going to be performing at, how they can follow you online, like how they can kind of stay up to speed with what's happening with you?
So there's a link in my bio that goes to a link tree. And my album, my website, everything is on there. But my website, I'm adding all of the dates that we're going to be, that we have coming up. So that's one. And then number two, follow me on YouTube. I vlog all of my like on the road experiences. I have a whole YouTube channel where I share like some behind the scenes stuff. I have a whole lot more that I'm getting ready to start putting out. I'm putting y'all all up in my business. So if you're trying to be my business, follow me on YouTube.
Follow her on YouTube, y'all.
You're going to be the first one to follow.
Click subscribe, notification, all the things. We're gonna be there scrolling through. Nah, I love it. Listen, man, thank you so much again for coming out, for chatting with us. You're truly an authentic, down-to-earth. I love talking to people that have a good, positive attitude, energy. You kind of check the box and all that, so I appreciate you hanging with us tonight.
Thank you for having me. And shout out to you and everything you're doing. And I wish you a whole lot more success and a whole lot of love. Y'all are awesome, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one, man. Take it easy.
Bye.
All right, later. All right, y'all. Adia, hold it all together. Y'all make sure you go ahead and tap in, follow her on all the social platforms, follow her playlist. She was just talking about, you know, hit the link in her link tree and just, you know, get caught up with what's happening with her right now. You know, the new project is amazing. I've been listening to it. You know, we've been sharing it, talking about it on the platform. Y'all make sure you check that out. Thank you so much for hanging, for chilling with us tonight. And for anyone that might have asked, yes, this is the new merch. It says, what's on your playlist? This is the new merch here. We're going to be dropping it at some point in the next coming weeks. If you guys want to also support the brand, y'all make sure you check that out as well too. But again, this is Sherwin, Gospel Music Buzz behind the music. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Take it easy.